Can we all hear me? Please, the noise. Can we keep it low? Thank you very much. Okay, so the next workshop session is on mastering React, crafting predictable apps with precision. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, this is better. So I can't use the normal mic because my hands might be busy. You just have to bear with this. Please, I just want to start by saying disregard anything Augustine just said. Like, uh, please, it was just joking. Okay, so I'm about to start. So ideally, this workshop was meant to run for about 3 hours, but unfortunately, it seems like my time has been trimmed down. So maybe we are lucky if we get 2 hours out of this workshop. Okay, I do. Oh, thank you very much, Kelvin. You're the man. So I don't know. Is there any? I hope there's no challenges to you using your laptop. So please, because this is going to be an extremely hands-on session. Uh, I'm not here to talk. I'm here to facilitate. If I'm to use that verb. All right. So I'll just begin. I have a few slides I want to share. I hope I'm. Is my laptop? So I'm trying to get my stuff on screen. I don't know if it's okay. I think I'm live now. Uh, so I do have a slide, and we're just going to get right to it. So please, how many people have set up the repo? Raise your hand if you set up the repo. Okay. Because I just shared it. I shared it about 2 hours ago on Twitter. So I'm imagining majority of the people that have set it up are the ones streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to you guys, by the way. So, sorry, I'll share it. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll get it live now. Okay. So you guys, the first thing you're going to do now is go to github.com. So here's the slide. Here's the repo for the workshop. So just quickly set that up, and then let's get started. And I'll give you about 10 minutes to do that. But if you don't feel like setting it up on your local machine, there's a code sandbox link, which is this one right below. So any one of your choice. Uh, but I'll be working straight from my local machine. So I'm just going to give you 10 minutes to quickly set it up. The guidelines is right there on the repo. So so I'm using Yarn. So I do hope you have Yarn set up on your local machine. If not, just use the code sandbox. It's totally fine. You can install everything there. Um, so yeah, let me just wait a few minutes while you set it up. So the guidelines is on the README. When you get to the repository, you're going to see the guidelines there. All you just need to do is hit on git clone. If you're on HTTPS, this left-hand tab right here where my cursor is, you know what to do. If you're using SSH, you know what to do. Alternatively, you could also set up my repo using the GitHub CLI and using this command right here. All you just need to do is replace this with your own username, and when you're done cloning it, just do a yarn install and you're good to go. Uh, there is one more thing you need to do too. So you're going to set up JSON server. Some of you are familiar with that. So that kind of mocks a backend for us without needing to use Express or anything. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to set up the repo, and then I'll show you how to set up the JSON server. That's pretty straightforward also. Yeah, so we have about 8 minutes left, so I'm just going to chill for a bit. So you're free to use any choice, Code Sandbox, your local machine. You can also set up JSON web server on your local machine. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get right to that. Just a few more minutes. I'm timing it because we have very limited time. So in about quarter to 2 p.m. So if you're looking at my screen right now, um, sorry, let me just, yeah, this is it. So if you're done cloning the repo, of course, just do a yarn install, uh, something like this, yarn install, and you're good to go. And then after you're done that, to set up the JSON web server, oh wait, I think I have to run npx first. So JSON server, so our mock DB. So just pretend that's a DB. Is this directory right here? So data slash db.json. And optionally, you could put it on watch. So this will just, so you're going to see two endpoints here. One is your URL slash Nobel winners. The other one is the URL slash gold medalist. So once you see that on your terminal, it means you successfully set up your mock server. So if I quickly head on to, well, localhost, let me see, localhost 3000. So this is it. This will verify that your server is already running. And then whatever port you decide to set your front end, you should also see something like this here. Oh, I forgot to edit this, but never mind, doesn't matter. Yeah, if you guys can just have this mic. Thank you. So please let me know who has set it up. Okay, 1, 2. All right, I'm waiting for the rest of you, please. We have very limited time. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just run. You know what? I'm not even. I'm just trying to highlight it for you. So maybe I'll probably just put it here. Sorry, let me clear this. Oops. Yeah, this. Let me highlight it for you. MPX JSON server data slash db.json, and then we decide to put a watch flag. So please, we have very limited time. I'm waiting. Let me know if you set it up. Just put your hands up, and then I'll know how many people. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. MPX JSON server, JSON dash server, then data slash db.json, and then you could decide to put a watch flag. I think what the watch flag does is, oh, I'm not sure how to zoom though. I don't know. What? Control plus. Sorry, I barely use this system, so I don't know. Oh, you mean you mean here? Oh yeah. Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, just. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, got you. Is this better? Okay. So is this better? Or do I still need to come? Yeah, how about this? Okay. Oh, I think they took my face off the screen. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Yeah, you can just move my face, maybe to the bottom left or something. It kind of helps to see my face for the online viewers because no one just wants to be seeing code. So yeah, how many people have set it up? Please raise your hands. Okay, I'm not waiting again. We'll just get right to it. All right. So before that, I'm going to go to my slides. So officially, I want to welcome everyone here to this workshop. So this workshop is going to span for about 2 hours, and yeah, we'll be having a lot of fun. So just a brief intro. My name is Emmanuel Onyeka Ebo. So I'm a software engineer. I'm currently with a startup called Grind, based in Kigali, Rwanda. Um, so I'm a full stack engineer working mainly with the Marin stack. So you'd usually find me writing anything between React to TypeScript to Node.js, Express, and then preferably MongoDB. Um, yeah, that's a brief intro about me. And then, like I said earlier, you can set up this workshop with any option you like. You could set it up locally on your machine. But if for some reason you don't want to set it up on your machine, there's a code sandbox link at the bottom here. So just feel free. I think all you need to do in code sandbox is just install, do a yarn install, and I think you should be up and running. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So this next session, so just to, I know we just ate, but just to like get us up and running, we're just gonna do a little warm up. Nothing too crazy, just sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, and I'll be demonstrating with my chair here. So if everyone can stand up, please. Yeah, let's stand up. Sorry for the inconvenience, just so we are well warmed up, ready for the session. Yeah, so we just count 1, 2, sit down, 1, 2, up to 20. So is that right? All right, let's go. Yeah. 1, yeah. 2, like that. 3, you guys should be counting, it's much fun that way. 4, 5, is when you stand up that you count. 6, 7, let's go, let's go, let's go. 8, yeah. 9, you're almost there, you're halfway. 10, let's go, let's go, let's go. You're more than halfway. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 3 more left. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that's it. So officially you are ready. Yeah. Okay, my slide is back on. So the next session is so I do want to say this here. This is a very interactive session. Feel free to collaborate amongst yourselves. We're not here to put anyone down. Software engineers are known for collaboration, not isolation, as the popular belief might like to portray. So feel free to ask questions to the person beside you. If you are stuck, because the model I'm going to be employing is the one where I show you the exercises. There are comments to guide you on each exercise, but we'll take it one step at a time. And then you solve it first, then I come back on stage, and then we'll go through it together. And so, is that understood? Does anyone have any question? Okay, now the second thing I want to say is that feel free to interrupt me and ask questions because this is a very interactive session. There's no set rules for questions. You're very much welcome to pop in a question. If you feel confused, if you feel overwhelmed, or you're not sure what the heck I'm doing, just signal with your hand and then I'll immediately ask you to ask your question. What's the third thing? Is there a third thing? I don't know. If I remember, I'll say it. So for this section of the slide, I just want you guys to take just a minute, 60 seconds, get to know the name of the person beside you and what they do. That's all. Just do that right now. I can see some of you are still looking straight at me. Turn to the person by your side. Yeah, it's for collaboration. That way you can call the person by your side. You'll be like, John, please, what does this thing do? Or you'll be like, Jennifer. The power of collaboration lies in networking. Okay, we have 15 more seconds. Come on. Turn to the other person. Get to know their name too, because you might need them. You never know, you might need them. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're done. Okay, now I believe like, Augustine, you're overdoing it. I didn't say you should stand up. Just kidding. Anyway, so now you know at least the name of the person beside you, and this will encourage more effective collaboration. So like I said earlier, feel free to ask questions amongst yourself during the exercises and all that. And also feel free to interrupt me if you have a question. So that's what I would say. Now, going to the next stage, the nature of this workshop. Now, this workshop is an extremely hands-on workshop. So what this means is that we'll be busy on our laptops, throughout the session. Try out the exercises, then I come back, we'll go through it together. And trust me, you're not limited to whatever it is you want to know regarding any topic we're covering. So that's that. Now, I've said this before, this workshop is collaborative. So you're welcome to collaborate with each other, ask each other questions, and have fun. Of course, I've also said this before, this workshop is interactive. So feel free to interrupt me and ask questions. And then lastly, I thought it was going to be 3 hours, but, well, I think we'll be spending about 2 hours here. So there'll be like a little icebreaker. I think when we get to like the fifth exercises, so like we should maybe take like a few minutes of break and then get back to it, hopefully, because we're really constrained by time. Now, what this workshop will not be covering, this workshop is not an exhaustive one. So there are a lot of other patterns which I did not have the luxury to include in this workshop. So don't think you've covered everything by the end of this workshop. But one thing I can assure you is that I handpicked the most relevant patterns that would level you up as a senior React engineer. Anywhere you go, you'd be more or less the React wizard in your team. Okay. So this workshop is purely based on React, the library. So there's no amount of, or no iota of framework API covered here. So don't expect something from Next or Remix or whatever. Um, this workshop is probably not beginner friendly. This is not to discourage anyone here, but of course, this is a conference for senior web engineers, mid-level web engineers. But I do encourage you to take this workshop serious because I don't know, like this is not something you see every day in our ecosystem, but it's definitely going to get better. We're going to have more technical sessions, both online and physically. So I advise you to take this workshop really serious. Yeah. Now the itinerary for this workshop, we'll be covering layouts, which a lot of you might be familiar with, maybe not as much as you think you are. Um, we'll be covering children composition. There's a lot to talk about there. We'll be covering recursive component patterns. We'll be covering container component patterns. We'll be covering render props. We'll be covering compound component patterns. And then lastly, a bit of HOC. I know a lot of React developers these days like to think that since they are hooks, HOCs are useless. But I hate to break it to you, HOCs do have their place and they are very much still in use. Yeah. I think there's this common misconception that hooks replaced a lot of old React APIs. So pre 2019 React APIs, things like what containers, things like higher order components. Yeah, while hooks are versatile, there are certain use cases where hooks are not the ideal APIs to use. Yeah, and I'm going to go deep into that. But of course, you would understand better when you write the code yourself, even if you don't write it correctly. We'll do it together. Yeah, so the jargon specific to this workshop, there are three emojis you might see or encounter as you go through the exercise. The first emoji is this one pointing this way, right? So what this means is that when you see this emoji, it's telling you to do a particular action. So just know that when you see that emoji, you're meant to do something on that line. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's I'm using Yarn for package management. Then lastly, I just want to say I would appreciate your feedback on this workshop. So there's a feedback form on the slides. I'm not sure. Kelvin, tell me how to share this slide so everyone gets it. Okay. So I would appreciate your feedback form, your response to this feedback form. So this kind of like helps me package the workshop better subsequently because we keep getting better. We can't get it right the first time. So yeah, I'll try to get this slide across to everyone and this feedback link. So yeah, I think that does it. And let's get down to business. So everyone who has set up their work environment, please let me see your hands. You set up your work environment, let me see your hands. Okay, great. All right, let's start then. So when you go to the source folder here, you see another folder called exercises. Okay, and then you go to the JSX. So exercise 1, where my cursor is, and then yeah. So I'll be giving everyone about 10 minutes to do what the exercise say, and then I come back on stage and then we'll do it together. So make sure you're running localhost on your browser, and then you get to see everything as you walk along. Like I said, it's collaborative, so don't feel shy. Feel free to collaborate, ask questions. Yeah, that's how to work in the real life scenario. So that's it. Yeah. So good luck. Okay. Um, I'm being told that some people need the sandbox link, which is quite funny because we've already passed the stage of setting up the repo. But anyway, sorry. Okay, how do I send to you then? Sorry. What DM? Oh, okay. I can't project my Twitter here. Okay. See, everyone. Okay, let's backtrack a bit. So this exercise one is going to take longer than it's supposed to, just because some people are yet to set up their sandbox for some reason. So here's the link down below. Please copy it and set up your sandbox. And you have like 2 minutes to do that. It's quite straightforward. Just do a yarn install on Code Sandbox and you're ready to go. Open up the two ports you're meant to open, one for the front end, the other for the JSON server back end, and you have about 3 minutes to do so, please. But for those who have their setup ready, please carry on with exercise one, and I should be back on stage in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Should I project it back to the screen? Or you're fine? Oh, no, no. So for those watching online, uh, I'm going to share the sandbox link via Twitter. So please just watch out for my tweets. Thank you very much. Yeah, for those following online, we have 3 minutes left. I'm curious though. I would like my face showing, please. It's better for the online viewers. Thank you. Okay, great. Yeah, we have 2 minutes left. Don't feel bad if you're stuck. We're all here to learn. Okay, just a minute. And then we can talk. For those online, we are almost done. Um, I'll be trying to follow the YouTube chat just in case I get a funny question. So, yeah. Okay, I think time up. So, yeah, let's go through it together and then see what's up. Okay, so first things first. When you go through your UI, let me try going there. Yeah, so we're talking about layout components, and there's an enormous amount of layout components. So you could have kind of like a nav footer layout, which is like the most common one. A lot of React devs are familiar with. Attention, I will need everyone's attention, please, while we solve this together, please. Thank you. Um, but for this particular exercise, we're doing one of the most common layout components you probably have come across in the past, which is splitting the viewport into two sections. Uh, Very useful if you're one of those building things like, you know, multiple dashboards and all that. So going back to the code base here, now it says the goal here is to have a layout consisting of two sides splitting the viewports. And like I said earlier, when you see this emoji, it means we're meant to do an action. So yeah, we're just gonna do that right now. Now it says make two functions. I'm sorry, my typing is gonna be a bit slow because this keyboard, I'm not used to it. Left side. This is it. So we're meant to make two functions here. Uh, just gonna copy this down. Call this one right side. Yeah, so let's make two functions called this and this below and return an H2. Okay. uh, or a div, anyone you choose, it doesn't matter, that contains a text param. Okay, so what that means is that this function is going to have a parameter called text. So I'll do that right here, and then I'll return this. Now, if you look further down below, okay, sorry about that. Let me zoom it. Better, or should I go a bit more? This is better, right? Oh, great. I'll be trying to check the YouTube comments. Okay, let me just close this screen. This better? Okay, this is better. Great. All right, so it says give the return text some BG colors. So I have Tailwind installed here. Doesn't matter. Just uh, what's the? Let me think of a color. Let me see. Um, sorry, I can't memorize these Tailwind classes. So yeah, just give a BG color here, and then of course we'll be passing our param. I'm going to try to. So, does anyone understand what I just did? Please, if there's any confusion, feel free to interrupt me. All right, so we're taking it step by step. We created these two functions here, or two components. Just a quick note. There are two things that defines a valid component in React. The first one is that it begins with a capital letter. The second one is that it returns a markup, could be JSX, right? So when these two parameters are passed, that makes it a component. So I think the more appropriate term for this is like a component, not a function. So my bad. Give the return text some BG color. I already did that. So now going down, pass some props named left width, and right width to the split screen component here. Okay, so we are passing two props here. Let's leave the value empty for now. And then here says right width here. Now it says the above props should have a numerical value or a percentage value that sum up to 100. So I guess I'll just give the one here. Let's say 70%. So what this means is that the first prop is going to take, okay, the remaining value should be maybe a 30%, whatever. Yeah. So this step here says once you've completed the above exercise, head to your split screen component and follow the instructions there. Okay. So I think I missed out on one step. It says pass the functions as direct children to the split screen component in the render part below. So what that means is probably going to create a closing tag here, and I would have my two components which I created earlier. Kelvin, please let me know if there's an interesting question. I'm also trying to follow the questions on my phone, but just let me know, just in case I miss it. If there's an interesting question from our online viewers, okay. But I'll also try to follow it here on my phone too. So. Okay, I already created the function, so I'm just going to take this out. Yeah, so what's left? What's left? There's one more thing. Anyone? Okay, I'll just go ahead. Never mind. Sorry, text. Sorry? Oh yeah, that was my bad. No, I think title might be a more appropriate. Whatever, man. Just let's just go with title, cause yeah, that's right. Uh, all right, very good. So I was thinking of it as a function earlier, which was my bad. So now we can just pass that here. Now you could put anything here, like I don't know, just call it maybe this is a left side, sorry, or this is the left side. Then we just call this one this is the right side. The right side. Are we good here? Let me see. Okay, I think we're good here. So I'll just head over to, I'll just follow this last instruction that says, um, once you've completed the above exercise, head on to your split screen component and follow the instructions there. Okay, let's just go there. I hope some people went here. Don't think it was just one page. Excuse me. Anyway, let me read the instructions here. Say here, I want to receive all the props that were passed earlier. Okay, let me delete this first. I don't need this. Probably don't need it. Render the children prop components in specific order of left to right. Okay, that's great. Uh, so let's take in some props here. The first one we're going to take is the children API, which is, and that's simply because we passed two components to this split screen component here. So I guess I'll just say children. So what else did we pass? Let me try and see. Okay, yeah, left switch, right switch. Yeah. Okay, hope I got that right. Left with right with. What exactly are we returning? We should return a div, right? Okay, great. Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to dynamically inject style props um, to the children component, to whatever child component is passed here. And I'm going to say something interesting, but let's be done here. So there's specific, well, I think we're missing some prop. Well, not exactly prop, but let me just say it's my way of destructuring children props. So I guess we just say, I won't call it a prop, sorry. Let me just, Kelvin, if I have any interesting question, remember, let me know. So, children, yeah. So, anybody confused? All right, beautiful. That is what I want. Please don't just let me be coding in silence. I will just go crazy. Like, just hit me, like, interrupt me. What is this? What are you doing? Like, that kind of thing. So, yeah. What are you confused about? Okay. Where did children come from? Okay, that's a good question. Alright. Yeah, we did pass this, right? Remember, left side pane, right side pane, right? Now these are, what are they? Children. Yeah, you got it. So that makes this split screen a parent component. In other words, it makes it a layout component. So right here, what I'm simply doing is I'm destructuring, I'm assuming the children prop is an array. Why? Because I have more than one child. If I were to have just one child, this will break. And I'll prove it to you, but let's be done. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, there's a funny thing. The children prop does not exactly have a data structure. That's the problem. Uh, I know a lot of you like to think of it like an array, but it's not exactly an array. It does not. It's opaque. Like it doesn't belong to any data structure. Uh, but one good practice I'll tell you is that when you have more than one child, you can assume it's an array because it will most likely be an array. But when you have just one child, then it's just a React node. So be careful when you're using this syntax right here, because if I were to reduce the child to just one, it's going to break the code. So I'm able to do this because I have two children being passed, two or more children being passed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, of course you can do that with the children. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but okay. What else? Let me see. Please, just interrupt me if you have a question. Let me try. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Yeah. What I'm simply doing here is I just named the children left and right. You could call them anything. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a good question. Yeah. Then okay. For that case, I would recommend. Although this is not exactly, I won't say it's the 100% best practice, but you could map through when you know, as long as you know it's more than one child, you could do native JavaScript map. You could do children on map. But the problem with that is that when you have beyond one level of nesting, it only traverses through the first level of nesting. So when you have like a JSX that is a grandchildren of the child you passed, then it won't be captured because it just does a shallow map. Now, I'll come to what you should do in that scenario later on in the exercise. Okay, we're going to see like the best use case for that. Any other question, please? Let me check if I have questions. Kevin, do you have questions on my YouTube? I don't. I'm not seeing. I don't know. Okay. Um, are we good? Should I continue? Okay. Come on.
Can we just pass in the children and be done with it?
Yes, I just said that now. Like, okay. The reason why I'm doing that. Oh, I'm trying to get your question though. Can you come again, please? Why is okay line 11? Why is line 11 important? Yeah, that's because I'm trying to lay out the children with certain styles. If that makes sense. Okay, can I go on? Can I just complete this? Then you tell me whether you still understand or not. Is that cool? All right. So let's just look at the next. Um, all right. So we have a div passed, and then we have yet another div. So this first div is going to take the first. Whatever. So I'll just copy this down. And so now, in specific order of render the child component in specific order. So another thing you should know about this is that this obeys order, if that makes sense. So the first component here will be at the left, which of course you know we are reading from left to right. And then the second one will be at the right. Now we could pass sorry, my cursor. Okay, we could pass this and these are styles. Remember, don't forget we passed them here. We gave this one 70%, which is a CSS property value. We also gave this one 30%. So let's utilize that prop right here. So like I said, I'll be using Tailwind because I have Tailwind installed here. I don't know, should I just use the curly brace? Oh, this keyboard is slowing me down. Apologies. Let me see. What's that Tailwind syntax again? Um, yeah, you know, there's a Tailwind syntax that enables you to pass arbitrary values. Are you guys familiar? Okay, please, if you're not familiar, I beg, let me know. Don't go and say this guy is doing magic here. I'm not doing magic. Let me see. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this will be the left width. Just and okay. So, I mean, you could use whatever you want here. It doesn't matter. The CSS of it doesn't matter. I'm just using this as an easy demonstration. Oh, I did a mistake here. Just here. Just retype this. Yeah, we do have this. Please, is anyone still confused? Are you good? Yeah. Let me check the YouTube. Sorry? Let me know. Line what?
I've just passed in. I'm just thinking that because I've just passed in these children, right? Like just you're passing in the components. Just put children there and pass the styles with the components to it.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that. Like, I'm not saying there's a lot of way to do layouts, okay?
Yeah.
But my question is this understood? Does it make sense?
Just
Okay.
one more thing, and also if you said that this array would break the code, right? If children, we know it's an array, right? And we want to make it safe.
Children is not an array, please. Children is a node. If you are, what's the type in TypeScript? What's the type for children? Is what? Children is a React node. Uh, so the problem with children is, like I said earlier, it doesn't belong to any data structure. It could be anything. But here's the thing: the reason why I'm able to confidently pass this as an array, destructure this as an array, giving it one arbitrary value, whatever, name it. We can call it whatever. You can call this one Nkechi and pass it. It will work. But I'm sorry. I think that was not intentional, please. I don't know, like it just minded me of one girl in secondary school, like one annoying girl like that. But okay, guys. I don't have any question on YouTube. That's fine. Sorry. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. So the reason I'm able to confidently pass this as an array is because there are more than one child. If it was just one child, it would break, and I'm going to prove it. But let's see what this gives us. So I gave 70. Let me just give this flex. I like, should I do between? All right, let's just. Okay, I need to give it a width. I'll just do that real quick. Sorry. Okay. Uh, yeah. Is anyone still confused, please? Sorry. Please.
Yeah, the styling you passed. I don't think it worked.
Okay, let me go back to the code.
I think you have the Your results, like the left width and the right width, it's supposed to be, I think, you pass 70/30. But on the results,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't look good.
Yeah. I don't know. Like.
I think it's because you dynamically passed the tailwind process that you might need to pass.
Okay. But with normal CSS, that would have worked.
Yes, with normal
The
CSS.
reason I'm going with Tailwind is because it's faster during the workshop.
But if you pass it like this, it won't work.
Okay.
But you're right, too.
Thank you for letting me know. Any other question?
Okay, there's one question from
Okay.
YouTube. There's one question
Oh.
from YouTube.
Oh, great, great. Thank God.
So please, can you explain how the children prop is being destructured and used in the component and used in this component?
Oh God. Here we go again. Okay, I think I made a mistake by introducing this weird syntax. But it all goes down to the basics of JavaScript, right? This is how to destruction an array. I don't know what to answer to that, but I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to repeat it for the umpteenth time. The reason I'm able to assume the children prop is an array is because there are more than one children being passed here. And when that happens, the children prop automatically takes the data structure of an array. And then what I'm simply doing here is giving it whatever value I want. I could still call it whatever I passed here. Maybe call it left side pane, call it right side pane. You know, like this represents the left side pane, right? And the other one represents the right side pane. And yeah, and two good people from the audience just let me know that my dynamically infused tailwind did not work as expected, because here was meant to be 30 and here was meant to be 70. But okay, wait, you know what? Let me just infuse a bunch of, let me just put like, sorry, let me just put a normal value, like a static value rather. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So, are we good? Are we good, please? Any questions? I know there's a lot of confusion regarding the children. So I'm just going to clarify some things here. So we have two kinds of children in React. We have the normal children, which we pass as props, the one beginning with the small c, right? And then we also have the big C children. Anyone familiar with that too? Great. Now, the big C children is a kind of API in React that you use to perform different methods on the children, the small C children. So you have big C children.map, big C children.array, big C children.forEach, sorry, .count.forEach. You know, just to perform different operations on a dynamically passed children prop. Now, as good as that may seem, and a lot of us love to use that API, but like I said earlier, because of the nesting problem, it does a shallow traversing through the children components, which we are going to see in the next exercise. The React team decided that no, there are better ways to handle children composition rather than just using those children methods. And we're probably going to look at that in the next exercise. Okay, so any more questions regarding this before I move on? But you do understand this. Okay, let me give a brief explanation of what layout components are meant to do. Layout components are kind of like components that are only concerned with how things look rather than how things work. So they don't care how it works. They just want to render a bunch of UI components in a specific structure format. That's their job. While the UI components, which are the children, they display whatever they are programmed to display. But the job of the layer component is just make this look a certain way or a certain way like that. And that's all they do. Now, a very common use case I would recommend using a typical example of a layout component would be when you have a particular component that is used everywhere in the app. Of course, we have obvious suspects like footer, nav. These are components that will always appear in multiple pages of your typical front-end app. So you might just want to like abstract them away as a layout component and then infuse anything you're going to be displaying in the multiple pages as children. Um, the split screen layout is just a type of layout. There are other types, but then the principle remains the same. They are only concerned with how things look and nothing more. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, let's bounce. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like okay. Yeah, please let's head on to exercise 2. Uh, so I'll just go to the UI here. So yeah, we'll be looking more deeply into the children composition. All those multiple children questions you guys are asking. Let's face it now, and let's bury it once and for all. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes to 3 p.m. Nigerian time, and so we have about, let me just say 7 minutes for this exercise. So yeah, good luck. I'll be back. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm connected to the internet. I'm connected. So this is a final view of, whatever you're meant to do. But for now, follow the instructions and let's see in 7 minutes. Thank you.
Captain, you have someone.
Okay. Alright, we're constrained by. I just hope we're able to finish this, but I'm doubting. Alright, so first thing said create a component called CTO. Okay. It said gonna render a children prop here. Uh Alright, so I think this must have been a typo, but I'm not sure yet. Let us go through everything, then we'll figure it out. This one says create an array of objects containing all city names shown here. So what I meant by this was, first of all, let's make an array so that you understand what I mean. Okay. Create an array of objects containing all city names. So we'll just call it name. I don't know, Joburg. Joburg seems like the first thing. I'll give it an ID though. So let me say 0. And I'll just copy this down. Give them a bunch of commas. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong. Okay, I didn't. So let's call this cities, man. Okay, we already gave them. So we're gonna call split screen here. Like we did. Sorry. I'll replace this fragment here. So who is following, please? Okay, this one says we have city list 1. So let's find out what to do here. So yeah, what was the issue? Who is confused? Okay. Sorry? I don't understand, sorry. Oh yeah. I meant this. Okay. Thank you for that. I don't like it matters. Just demoing. So the aim here is that Kelvin, I think please let me I think I'm getting some all right, so what are we going to do here now? So the idea here is that we're trying to dynamically show the best way to pass or to compose children in React here. And and also at the same time show the pitfalls that the children API have. So when I come back here to this city row here, I'll just return a div. Let me try and return a div here that will take in children. Okay. And so let me just delete the instructions so I don't get confused. All right, so we already did this also, and we also already did this. And we already did this. Okay. Now, manually wrap each city in the city row component. So what that means is that come here. So we're trying to manually, you know, just manually do this. So I'll just copy this down. I'll just copy this down again. So we already did this now. Now, now this one says render the city list 2 here imported above. So I'll just go ahead and uncomment this here. And I would render it. Here's this too. Now I say pass the array of objects you created above as props to cities list 2. So remember, we created an array of objects here containing, oh, sorry, my bad. Let me give the right values. Abuja. And, okay, they are just 3. No, 3. But we're meant to pass that as props. And do that. What are we going to call it? Let me find out what this does. Okay, we'll call it this. Just for simplicity. Um, so yeah, we've done this. Just take this out. And we've also done this. Okay. Now, it said we have to restructure our composable components called cities list 1 and cities list 2. So we're going to head over to these 2 places here, as imported above, and then do what we have to do here. So cities list 2, we're accepting an array of cities. I'm not even okay, let us go. Let us go through it. We'll map through that under this div here. And then find out the count. So create a dynamic thing here. And then we'll say cities arrays. Let's map it. A map returns the callback function. Yeah. So let us call each of them city. Let's return a div here. What else? Okay. So what are we rendering? We're rendering the name of the city. So let's just say, please interrupt me if you're confused. Let's just give an ID here. No, let's do this. A key. The a.id. So let's go to our UI and let's find out what we're doing. Okay. Where's Kelvin? Do I have All right, so we're meant to actually have one, two, Abuja. What's left here in the more cities? I'm trying to find out the remaining cities. Okay, we're meant to have Kigali in the array of objects too. So let me bring this down. I'll just call this 3. And I think we're also meant to have 2 more cities. Sorry, I'm looking for the more cities. Lagos and Dakar. So, oops, I did a mistake here. All right, Lagos, and then we have Dakar. So let's see what the UI says. Now, who is confused? So, looking at the UI here, one says the count is 4, and the other says the count is 6. Why? Because what? Sorry? Mm-hmm. Like, why? Okay, sorry, let me project that. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they are both 6 cities, but why does one says 4 and the other says 6? Anybody? Exactly. So, let me just explain a couple of things here. Then I'll show you what I mean. Um. So, okay, let me just go back to the code. I think it's better if we show it via code. So, if you check out what we did initially, I should have commented that out so that we'll still have it. Let's just delete this because I already imported this. What is this red? Okay, ignore ESLint's red squiggly lines, please. Just ignore it. Okay. Yeah, so initially, what we had here was we had a list of cities. We had Johannesburg, blah, 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 up to 6 cities, but 3 of those cities were nested more than 1 levels deep. So they were in this particular component here, which you can see here, more cities here. And we initially, so I'm going to show you something. Just hold on a bit. So I'm trying to look for, okay, what do I have here? More cities. So we have cities 1. Okay, yeah. I hope we're on the right place though. Let me see if we're on par with the final version. Yeah, so I want to show you guys something. So the final version here says, hold on, let me make sure I'm on it. I'm checking my comments. Okay, so just to put this for those who are confused, we have 2 components that are listed under the split screen. Remember the split screen we created in exercise 1. So the first one contains GSX markup with another GSX here, which contains even more cities. So these first 3 cities are rendered as direct children to the components, while this last one is rendered as a GSX containing even more cities. So that means these cities are nested more than 1 levels deep. Now, when we go to our cities list 1, we're utilizing the children API here to map through those cities. and give us the list of cities. But guess what? Even though the 6 cities are shown, sorry, this is not, let me go to the current. Even though the 6 cities are shown, the count is 4. So I verified that using the children.count. Please, is anyone familiar with the children APIs? Let it not be like I'm just talking, like you're not understanding what I'm saying. Are you familiar with the children APIs? No. Did you say no? Okay. You remember we have 2 children. We have the small C children and we have big C children, right? Now that big C API, which is what we have here, this particular one here, is what we use to iterate through children, perform different operations. So you have the normal JavaScript array methods like for each attached to it, children.count, children.map. I could say children.for each. I could say this. I could say children.for each, like that. So, yeah. So, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that this particular API only considers the first level nesting. So these last 3 cities here that are nested in the more cities components, it counts them as 1. And that's why you're seeing the count as 4. So it might not matter much in a small component, but as the component scales, you find out that there's this implicit bugs, which you can already see here. Like it's counting 3 cities as just 1. Why? Because those ones were nested 1 level deeper than the rest of that, than the first 3 cities. And that's a problem. That's why I would personally recommend you don't use the children API, the big C children API, as often as possible when you are dealing with nested components. Okay? So a much better approach, which I'm going to show you. So you have, so let's go back to our exercise here. So a much better approach would be pass every, let's say, let me just say, let me show this here. So it's either you pass this as an array. Let's say, okay, let me go to the UI and explain what I mean. So this is what we don't want, and this is what we want. Is that understood? I'm breaking it out step by step. This is what we don't want, and this is what we want. Now, rather than utilizing the children.map API, for instance, to traverse and perform whatever function you want to perform in a bunch of JSX with grandchildren, it's better you compose them as an array, like this, the configurational approach here, and then pass it, just like what we did here, and then use native, let's go to this component, sorry, okay, and then use the native JavaScript .map to like display everything, and then when we verify that using cities array.length, I could still call children.count here and it will still give me 6. So that's more accurate. So what we are saying is that this second component is a better way to do things. Because of time, I'm not able to like share everything, but this second component is a better way to do things. Then, secondly, you might, another alternative approach is that you might want to render every city as a direct child and just use the children.count to count everything and to give you the right number. Thirdly, you could utilize the render props pattern, which is, we're supposed to go there next. I don't know if we still have time. Do we still have time? Look, I don't know, man. I think we're going to take one exercise. What do you guys think? Because, no. Yeah, we're gonna need more time. Can we really tell? Okay, so please, who is confused here? I'm kind of bothered. Are you guys confused? Anybody? Anybody confused? Please just speak out. Let me know. If what I said doesn't make sense to you, like, what's this guy doing? What is this guy doing? Anybody from YouTube?
There is one question on YouTube. I
Okay.
don't know if you've answered it. Is there a way to ensure consistency when destructuring the children so that it doesn't break the code if only one child is passed
Oh
as a
yeah,
React node?
yeah, perfect. Um, that's exactly what I'm saying now. So the question was that is there a way to ensure consistency with the children prop so that the code does not break just in case only one child is passed? So yeah, there are a bunch of ways to do it. Maybe the first thing that will come to my mind is, okay, I might write a conditional and be like, okay, if children dot count or if children dot length, no, don't use dot length. Dot length is an array method. If children dot count, big C children dot count is greater than 1, then you can now assume it's an array, right? And then do your logic, whatever. And then the default will be, okay, if it's not greater than 1, then just return children. Just return children itself, yeah. No, okay, I think there's a misconception here. Please attention. The capital C is not a prop. The capital C is is an API for passing for doing different functions on the children prop. If this makes sense, like for instance, let me show you. So this capital C children is an API provided by React itself. Now, the reason why we are able to use this API is because we have a children prop, a small c children prop in this component. That's why we are able to use this capital C API rather. Now, what it does is that for every method, aside maybe the count, maybe the dot count method, but for each, dot map, dot for each, and the rest, it will take in the first argument will be the children prop itself, and then the second argument will be a callback function that returns a JSX markup. A callback function that returns any kind of markup. Now, this capital C children has various array functions. In this case, we're using dot map to like go through, maybe return a list item to all the children there. So it's a way of dynamically rendering or performing different methods on the children and on the children prop itself. So please make that distinction. Like, does that clarify? Sorry? Who's passing the mic though? Like, what's going on?
I said, meaning any other name would work there.
What do you mean? Like, what other
The
name?
prop you pass there, children.
What prop? Oh, let me be sure what you're saying. You mean for this?
No,
Ah.
no, not that.
For where?
The prop.
This one here?
Yeah.
This here? No, it has to be the children itself.
So it has to have the name children.
Yes. Like it takes the children prop as a first argument. And then the second one will be like a callback function.
I mean, that top there, city, the function declaration at the top there.
This?
Yeah, you know the children prop here that is structured.
I'm trying to understand what you mean. I'm sorry. No, like just explain.
The children there on that same line.
No, what line? Like mention the number.
Line 4.
This okay, this one.
Yeah, so meaning any other name would work.
No, okay, I get what you mean now. It's No, it's just call it children, please. Like that's what it is. It's a React API. Like it's a node with an opaque data structure that changes depending on how it's passed. So it could be an array, it could be a string, it could be anything. Do you understand? Oh, man. Trouble. I don't, what is, uh,
Captain,
okay.
Captain.
Sorry?
So the thing,
So that everybody will understand. Okay. I said maybe you should name it something else so everybody will understand that it's just a naming convention. It's not
Wait,
like
I don't even get what you
you're
guys are
talking
saying.
about the small C children, the structured one.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
What about it?
So it's confusing them. So I'm saying that you can just name it something else so that
Oh,
people
yeah,
know that
yeah,
okay,
sure, sure.
it's anything.
Okay,
So
that
you
was what
can,
you were saying.
you can name it begin.
Okay. Any other question, please?
but oh, the question now that I have is that children at the top there.
Yes.
That's the prop that we receive for the city list
Sorry,
one.
what line? Let me get what you mean.
Line 4.
Line 4. This one?
Yes, that is the prop we receive for
Yes.
the thing, and that's the array of all the children you give to the
Exactly, and
company.
it's only an array because it's more than one.
Yes, exactly. I know that. So what I'm saying now is that children is what we're consuming on line 13, correct?
Yes.
To get the count, the
Yes.
amount of children that was
Yes.
passed into that component.
Yes, that's a beautiful question. So, children.count just returns the amount of children that was
That you passed into the component,
Yes.
sure. So what about this children.map? Is it trying to, like use the main children object to perform a map operation on
Exactly.
that passing children?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. Please, does anyone understand that? Like, is anyone still confused? Okay, please. Give me the mic.
So you know how you can do your regular.
Am I still audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you know how you can do your regular array.map and then you get the maybe you have a naming and then you now say okay this name, then you now say this dot whatever. So basically that's what that children, the capital C is. What it is it's like think of it as a data type, for
Yes.
instance, that you can now perform operations on. So you can perform map operation, you
Yeah.
can perform the dot count operation and things like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Okay, so in order
So-
to add to that,
Hold on, buddy. Sorry, hold on, buddy. So here's my rule of thumb, okay? And I'm going to say this anywhere, any conference I'm at, even if I'm at ReactConf or wherever. Majority of the time, I would advise you avoid using. This. Okay? Why? I said it multiple times already. It does only one level of traversing. So if you are doing children.map, children.for each, children.count, it just does a shallow traverse. So in a case where your component is scaling to having more children and grandchildren and like that, you now have some kind of implicit bugs which you might have a hard time figuring it out. Like, oh, what is happening? What's happening? Why is it not returning the right count? Or why is it not traversing this one? Why is it not showing this? Why is it not showing on the UI? So a much better approach would be 3 options. The first one, either you render your markup directly as direct children. So what I mean by direct children is that everything is on the same level of nesting. Or you pass them as configuration, like you make a configuration of array, like an array of objects, and pass the data and dynamically map through them using normal JavaScript.map. Thirdly, you could use a pattern called render props, which I would have loved to show. Look, I'm so out of time right now. And it's okay, sports. But anybody still confused on this? Please and please, are you still confused? Please. I think we can squeeze in one more exercise. Can we? Okay, sorry. I'm trying to go to by. Um, so guys, it's gonna take approximately 11 minutes. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm gonna do something right now, and I want you guys to give me an answer. Okay. Uh, please, do we still have 2 minutes? Oh my God. Um. Okay, guys, let me show you guys this funny code. Uh. So I'm just gonna quickly delete this. Let me see. Let me call this rocket launch. Rocket launch. Okay. So this code, every day I look at it, and so I'm just gonna quickly type it here. Let's log something to the console. Let's say takeoff. Else, let's log another thing here, and let's do this count. You know, launch. Let's assume there's a function here called launch rocket, and then we'll just be like, and then call it again, and this time around the past 10. So what do you guys think about this code? Oh, sorry, there's a mistake here. I thought I called this launch rocket, but yeah, you get what I mean. What do you guys think about this? Sorry? Sorry, who is holding the mic? Yeah, what do you say?
It's a recursive function.
Yeah, it is. It's a recursive function. And what is it doing?
So it will be 10 minus 1 initially, then 9. Then the answer will be 9, 9 minus 1, then 8 minus 1. So.
Yeah? Do we still have time? Yeah, go on. What? No. You said?
Okay, so it would run from 10 down to 0.
Yeah.
And then that is the base case. Then it would log takeoff. So it will log 10, 9, 8 till 0, and then log takeoff.
Now, what if we change this to something like 9?
It will still be the same. It will start with 9.
Agree? Does anyone else agree? Does anyone else agree? Huh? Okay, for thought. I think I'm done here. Although I didn't get to complete my. Okay, just to pick your brains a little bit. This is a recursive function, like he rightly said. And initially, I passed a value of 10. And basically saying if the count is 0, basically this is the base condition, right? Right? Good. This is the base condition, right? So that means when it gets to 0, the rocket is meant to take off. Else, it will keep minusing 1, right? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, down to 0, then it takes up. Now, I'm asking you, what if I'm doing count minus 2? What will happen? It will not take off. Okay, wait till go happen. Sorry? All right, just to conclude, this is an example. This is an example of um, this is an example of the dangers of recursion, as beautiful as it sounds, which is a very recommended pattern, but then to be used sparingly. So this is a case of um, a base condition leading to fragile code, where a lot of scenarios are not well taken care of. So imagine passing an even number, you are minusing by an even number, there's no way to get to 0.
It will get to 0. It will get to 0. It will get to 0. 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. That's it. It will get to 0.
Thank you so much, Captain.